Hey, everybody, welcome to our daily devotional. I guess it's not daily because we're doing it 3 times a week, but welcome to our Devo anyways. My name is Blake. Super glad you guys are joining us today. And Josh is joining us. Josh would be more excited to be joining us today, except for the fact that it's his birthday and he can't go anywhere. He can't do anything. So, Josh, happy birthday to you, man.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a, marvelous year of sitting here at home.
Yeah. How old are you officially this year?
I'm officially a quarter of a century, Blake.
25 years old. Um, I'll just say this as somebody who's already hit this milestone. There's not really any more after this. Like the big thing that you can do at this point is rent a car, and they don't charge you extra. So congratulations on that. But you're not driving anywhere. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yep. But car insurance will be less, hopefully.
Hey, that's a
So,
great thing. Yeah, make
yeah.
sure and ask for that, and with the reduction. Man, that's great all the way around. Way to go. All right, so Josh, you've got our Devo this afternoon today. Whenever they're watching this, so what do you have for us today?
Yeah. So, Blake, it starts with a question for you. So I probably should have mentioned this before, but I'll tell my story. Then I want to hear yours. Um, what was the last time that you can remember that you were surprised? So I'll say the last time that I was just like surprised, had no idea this thing was going to happen, is
Mm,
has probably been a few weeks. To be fair, I started this, so it was my fault. Actually, back when Sydney and I lived in an apartment, I semi often would like to just hide around a corner, usually somewhere on the ground. And then as Sydney came around the corner, just reach out and scream. Not
wow.
loud enough to annoy the neighbors, but just enough to scare her a lot
Mm,
because I enjoy pranks.
mhm.
And a few weeks ago, Sydney got me like really good. I had no idea it was coming. Like I came around a corner and just right there. And so I'm not a person that like usually jumps out or screams, but
Mhm.
it got definitely got my heart rate up. So
There you go. Last time I was surprised, this was probably back around Christmas, early January. My wife likes Christmas decorations, so she puts a lot of stuff up there. And so she had something that sticks with a suction cup to a mirror that's in our hallway. Underneath this mirror is a table, and it had lots of Christmas on it. So one night, I'm laying in bed, and all of a sudden, I just heard a crash. And I wasn't sure what it was. I wasn't sure what happened. I just heard a crash. So I laid there for a little bit, tried to see if I could hear anybody that was going to try and come and kill me. Didn't hear anybody that was going to try and do that. So I got out of bed um, and snuck around and kind of turned on the light. And this thing that hangs on a suction cup on the mirror had fallen. It had knocked a decorative plate, onto the floor, and it had broken. So it's not near as exciting as your story, but that was probably the last time I was surprised. It woke me up out of a dead sleep at like 3:45 a.m. So that was fun.
wow, that was one of the worst times to be awake.
Mm-hmm.
So, but just thinking, or the reason I was thinking about that, as there's a story in Matthew where so Jesus is on a boat with his disciples, and if you've been around the church for a while, you've probably heard this story before. But I just want to read it for us, pretty short. Um, so Jesus gets onto the boat, and his disciples follow him. But then there's this giant storm on this lake, and so the waves are actually coming over the sides of the boat. But Jesus is there just sleeping, right? So, I mean, this is kind of weird. I mean, I've never been on a boat in a lake where there's a storm. I don't know how easy it is to sleep. I can't imagine it's the easiest thing to do, but Jesus seems to be pretty peaceful. So, um, the disciples, however, freak out. They go over to him, woke him up, saying, "Lord, save us! We're gonna drown. We're going down." Um, and Jesus wakes up and he goes, "You have little faith. Why are you so afraid?" Then he got up and rebuked the winds and the waves, and it was completely calm. The men were amazed and asked, "What kind of man is this? Even the winds and waves obey him." And so, just thinking about that, like, man, the disciples were completely surprised. I think at least a couple of these guys were experienced fishermen, so it's kind of weird that like they probably knew what they were getting into. But if experienced fishermen are on a boat and saying we're going to drown, it's probably a pretty bad storm.
Mm-hmm.
But Jesus is not surprised at all, and it really reminded me of a lot of the situations that we're in right now, with I mean the coronavirus and everything going on, not just the sickness that's going on, but people that are losing jobs. I'm going to be honest, like I was just disappointed this year when I figured out, like, wait a second, I'm going to be stuck at home for my birthday. It's not like the biggest storm, but it was just a disappointment. And there's lots of things
Yeah.
that are canceled. Prom is canceled.
Yeah.
Classes are canceled. People that are looking even at like next school year, like we don't know what it looks like. But the thing that I was reading the story is that Jesus isn't surprised,
Mm,
realizing that we might be in the boat, but Jesus is there with us and he's not surprised. And so, man, just thinking about there's all sorts of those different kinds of things that we might be walking through. But
mm,
because Jesus isn't surprised, I think we can have some faith and really latch on and realize like he's going to be there right next to us. And
yeah.
so, even in the middle of whatever storm we're in right now, I mean, maybe you're watching this right now. Like, what does it look like for you to trust that Jesus is in the boat with you? I mean, Jesus isn't surprised. You might be terrified, but we have a God who's there, who cares and loves you and wants to walk through the storm with you.
Mm, that's awesome. Reminds me of a song that I think most of us learned as kids at some point. He's got the whole world in his hands. Doesn't matter what's going
Mm-hmm.
on, but Jesus has still got it all. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Josh, thanks so much for sharing, man. Really appreciate know that comes from your heart and just kind of living what's going on right now. So that's awesome. Thanks to you guys for joining us today, for just checking out what we've got posted here. Hope that you have a great day. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you again soon.
See ya.